Hello guys, I am Dr. Ali Saad Al-Shammari and I am an ECFMG certified physician. I am also a faculty member of AxeUSCE company for research on clinical training. So, mastering scientific writing from idea to a published paper. This will be our topic today. Um, when I submitted my first manuscript, I thought the hardest part was the science, but I discovered that I was totally wrong. I discovered the real challenge was communicating that science so others believed in it. Over the years, I have learned that a well-written paper can rescue average data and poorly written paper can sink an excellent research. So today I will walk you through exactly how I go from an idea in my notebook to be an accepted paper. This isn't just a theory. It is a mix of workflow tools and hard-earned lessons that I have faced during my research journey. Our learning objectives for this lecture. We will dissect the manuscript's anatomy, understand a time-saving writing sequence, spot silent paper killers and mistakes, and also discover tools that make you faster and better in writing the manuscript. What is IMRAD and what is IMRAD Plus for writing the papers in general? IMRAD is an abbreviation of Introduction. So you will explain the rationale and say what is your aim. Method, which will details how the study was conducted. So you tell them how the study has been conducted. Also results, which present the finding of what are your findings. Also discussion, which will you will interpret your findings and so what from you got those results and so what will be happen then. And plus those plus like abstracts, title, good keywords, references, and also supplementary materials that you can, for example, put additional figures, additional tables that they are important, but you don't have the space to put in your manuscript. So you will need to upload a supplementary material. For example, in meta-analysis, we put the search strategy, additional outcomes, secondary outcomes. If the study has a lot of outcomes in the manuscript, in meta-analysis, you can put also the protocol. You can put the definitions of your outcomes. So it will be according to the type of design and what you need to put as an additional evidence that strengthen your results, but you don't want to put it in the manuscript. So my sequence in doing the paper, but you don't need to stick to it. It is just an advice and nice to know information. I prepare figures and tables first, so they will be very visually attractive for reviewers. Write the methods, which is also had been written by me during writing the protocol for the study. Then writing the results, which like, for example, the figures, and after putting the figures, I will write what it shows. Then I will write the discussion, draft a good conclusion. Then I can go to the more simpler aspect of the manuscript, like writing introduction, writing good abstract. Most journals prefer less than 250 words. Maybe they will be structured, abstract, like considered of background, aims, method, results, and conclusion. And some journals, especially like, for example, the author towards publishers, I have an experience that they don't prefer structured abstract. They want it unstructured abstract. Create titles. Create a good title for the representative title for your manuscript. Select keywords, and for example, mesh keywords from PubMed. Writing acknowledgements of who had helped you. You can also format references. So the title page is your professional ID card. The editors will check it before reading your abstract. Make sure affiliations, funding, and conflicts are bulletproof. You can generate full article title. You can also, in the first page, put the author names, their degrees, and their affiliations. Put any disclaimers, put any funding or support sources. Also, you can put how much the word count was, how many, and also a number of figures and tables in your manuscripts. You can also put a conflict of interest declaration. The abstract is your shop window. If it's messy, people will walk by. Every major result should have a number, not just adjectives. So in this way, you will provide context for the study, and you will clearly state the purpose, the basic procedures, the key findings, and the principal conclusions. The introduction job is to prove your study that is matter to be studied. Avoid turning it into a textbook chapter. Instead, go from big picture, then what is the gap in the literature, and what is your aim in doing this. Typically, the introduction will be less than 10% of the total manuscript length. For example, you can write 400 words for your introduction. The methods are your credibility test. Subheadings, ethics number, and exact statistical software will matter through in doing your and writing your manuscript. I write most of my methods before I even start the study, and by, like, for example, writing the protocol of my method before I even start my study. You will don't forget. So you will study do study execution plan, explain precisely how the study was conducted. The method should be reproducible. For example, another researcher, if he did the same steps of your manuscript steps, he will reach the same results. So it will provide enough detail for replication. This is very important. You can also show your statement for institutional review board and ethical approval from your university. The participant specify selection process, inclusion criteria, and exclusion criteria for your paper. Technical detail describe the equipment used, the protocols, and the procedure used. For example, if you are doing a paper about interventional cardiology, you will specify the type of stent, whether it's one stent, two stent, and what is the type of stent that have been used, and the place of stenting, the company, and the software that, for example, used for echocardiography. Softwares are different between each company and between each chamber of the heart. For example, in echo and any other procedure in medicine in general. Don't forget to describe how the statistical analysis have been done. Like, you will show them your analysis plan, what was the software that have been used in analysis, and what is the version of your software used, whether you have done a sensitivity analysis, how did you do it, whether you have done a regression analysis, propensity match analysis, everything you should be written in a clear way. For results, the primary, you can present the most important finding first, which will be your primary outcomes, and those will be linked to the figures and tables. You will need to organize in a logical sequence, for example, starting from baseline characteristic through outcomes. For baseline characteristic, you will describe your baseline characteristic table, how much from them were female, how much male at the mean age, and also the mean BMI, body mass index, and how much from them were diabetes, having diabetes mellitus, how much from them having hypertension, how much from them have heart failure. So in this way, you will present your baseline characteristic clearly between the arms of the study. Then you will go to your outcomes. For example, a univariate analysis, then multivariate analysis, then propensity match analysis. And in the same way, if you have done systematic review or meta-analysis and other type of design, each design has its way of results writing. The discussion shows your scientific maturity. In general, I follow 5 parts. I will recap my results, then compare my results with other studies or other similar studies published in literature. Also, I will show my implications for future research. I will also write the limitations of my study and also my future directions to solve those limitations and benefit from my study. I will admit my weaknesses before the reviewers admit that, so they will reject my paper. Okay, guys. The conclusion should be short, strong, and memorable. 1 or 2 sentences maximum. Link findings back to the study aim and emphasize potential impact or application. Do not introduce any new data and please make it brief and add a takeaway statement. Declarations, we have talked about that in the first page, but you can also put declarations at the end of manuscript. You can acknowledge who has supported you, funded you, and if you had any conflict of interest, as we said in the declarations. The references are very important. Some reviewers will reject or accept the paper according to the reference, if they are appropriate or not. Please cite original peer-reviewed sources where possible. Avoid high reliance on unpublished or personal communications. Follow the specific journal's references style. There are many common writing mistakes that so I want you to avoid, like abbreviations before definition, passive voice everywhere, inconsistent formatting. These instantly mark you as an experienced researcher. Also, I have written some common writing mistakes that researchers are doing continuously. This is my toolkit for my research. For references, I use Reference Manager. I don't write my reference in my hands because it will take a lot of time and it will not be perfect. So I will use, for example, wheel in references and referencing my papers. I can rely also on some grammar checkers, for example, Grammarly and Language Tool. I will also see if my article has plagiarism using some tools also. I will also do illustrations, which are very important for like, for example, doing a graphical abstract, writing um, a flow diagram of how the study has been conducted. Like I use BioRender or Canva in doing illustrations. Don't forget to choose the right journal. I look for the journal that have published similar work, match my audience, and have reasonable review times. Some journals have a very long review time, and some journals have very short one, so they won't do a good review to your paper. The best review time maybe will be 1 month to 2 months. I will match the journal scope and audience with my paper aim and scope. I will also check impact factor. If you want Q1 journals and top tier journals are having more impact factor of more than the three, but it's according to the topic of your paper. For example, oncology papers, oncology journals have high impact factor because it's an emerging and very cited field, while ophthalmology has less impact factor. So maybe Q1 journal will be impact factor 3, while a Q1 oncology journal will be impact factor 22. So it depends on the scope and subject of the paper. Also, I look to the indexing. Choosing a journal with PubMed indexed that is PubMed indexed will make your paper more readable. Some researchers prefer journals that has been indexed in Scopus because they are applying for research position or research grants from big universities. So it depends on what is your aim. If you are aiming to make it more readable and more citable, you can choose a journal that is indexed in Web of Science and PubMed. You can also see whether the journal is hybrid or open access only. Open access only open access only journals will make your paper readable for every ordinary researcher. So the researcher won't, the readers of your paper won't pay anything to see all your paper, and they can cite you, but you need to pay or you need to have a waiver if you want to publish in an open access journal. While if you don't have a waiver and you don't need to pay for the journal to publish your research, you can publish your research in a subscription-based closed access journal or hybrid journal, which allows you to select a subscription-based or open access-based publishing type. Don't forget to follow the author's guidelines before you write. For submission and peer review, treat reviewers like collaborators, even when you disagree. A polite, evidence-based reply wins more battles than a defensive one. Don't forget to write a concise cover letter. Cover letter, a good cover letter will and a summarized cover letter will impress the editors and they will making the acceptance of your research more easy and easier. Then after doing everything that we talked about, you can submit or resubmit if you get a revision. Okay, so we reached the end of our presentation today. Scientific writing is a building is built like a building a bridge between your data and the world. Build it strong, build it clear, and people will cross. Follow a smart workflow, respect the structure, and use your tools. Publishing is never easy, but with the right process, it's repeatable. Thank you very much, Dr. Ali Al-Shamari.